Guys, welcome back to the channel, and today's head-to-head is something that I'm quite excited about. I've seen two irons this year that really stood out and surprised me, and we're putting them to the test on TrackMan. Remember, if you like our videos, please hit that subscribe button and tell all your golfing friends. There are times when certain brands bring out certain product, and as a retailer, as a custom fitter, as a golf pro, I go, wow, that was different. I don't know why. I don't even sometimes care why, but I just know it felt different. And there's two irons really that have stood out for me from two brands. One of them being from Ping and one of them being from Taylormade. And I'm going to put the head-to-head today. So the first one is the Ping Blueprint S forged head. Now, if you've watched some of the videos I've done on this before, you'll know, A, I like it. I enjoyed hitting it over the few times I've tested it and reviewed it. And it's one of those irons that is just a surprise. It's an iron that Ping, it's not an area of the market Ping are, it's not their bread and butter, if you like. They are that G300, where am I going with that? G430 iron. They're that G series product, that making the game easier for golfers. But they do need to have forged product. They have tour players using this iron. They've taken their feedback when designing this iron, and I tell you what, if you haven't seen them, if you genuinely haven't seen them on the rack or in the flesh, you need to go and sort out a golf shop and grab one of these irons and lay it behind the golf ball, because behind the ball it looks sensational. The back of it, rack appeal, just looks great. But more importantly than both of those, this thing, every time I've tested it, has absolutely performed and given you that kind of Ping consistency and that Ping forgiveness that you are seeing even in the G series irons. So I absolutely think that this is a game changer for Ping. I think they've done a brilliant job with it. But we're going to put it up against an iron that I really was surprised about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, you know from Taylormade, when they bring out a P series upgrade, it's normally pretty good, right? And normally you'll see P790 doesn't change a lot on the outside, but on the inside, under the hood, they change it quite a lot. You get some more performance, you get some more forgiveness. There's little tweaks, but that product is so good. This year was the turn of the P770. Now, that was the iron I was most looking forward to. It's the iron that I got fitted into back in February time. And it's an iron that, to be honest, I've really enjoyed playing and hitting. So I was excited about the new upgrade. Let's see what the difference was. It was good. It was all right. We did the video. You saw me do that a few weeks back when the product got released, and it was a pretty good product. I felt like it was an improvement on the old P770. But while we were out there, Chris gave me this, which is the P7CB. Now, this is an iron I've actually, not this particular one, this isn't actually an iron I've actually put in my bag a few years ago when I liked the cavity back forged iron from Taylormade. And I tell you what, back then I enjoyed hitting it, but it was blooming hard work, right? It was difficult. I found it really not as forgiving. So when Chris gave me this, I kind of went, yeah, okay, let's do a review on it. Yeah, let's see what it is. This thing surprised me, because not only was it silly forgiving and great feel, the ball speeds off of this were fantastic. So this is going to be one really cool head-to-head test. Let's get it on TrackMan and let's see what the numbers say. So here we go, two irons that have surprised me this year, and I'm going to enjoy this test. Both 33°7 irons, so more, I don't even know if this is a real, you can even say this in golf now, more traditional in its loft, not as strong as some of the more forgiving irons. So for that guy that has a bit of ball speed, that isn't looking for huge amount of power and distance, but wants feel and control, 33 degrees just offers you that. You're not going to worry about the difference between a 29°7 iron and a 33° iron if you're swinging at 90+ miles an hour. We're going to start with the Taylormade. So this iron surprised me when I hit it out on the range. It was a lovely day then. I had my shorts on. It was enjoyable to hit, getting a bit of a tan. We're now back inside in a studio. It's August and it's probably raining outside in the UK. Just so good off, it just feels nice. feels soft. It feels soft but not weak, if that makes sense. What I love about this iron is the flight to it. So how high it goes. Ball speeds aren't great. Maybe that's just my striking. Didn't feel perfect strikes. Oh, that's horrible. What you don't get with these irons is the forgiveness. As you can see, you don't get that. I mean, you get more forgiveness than you have in previous models. I mean, it went straight, but how bad was the strike? Bit better, bit skinny, bit thin there, low on the face, but you can get some ball speed, right? 124, 125 ball speed is pretty solid for me. 170 carry. So look, I'm not expecting with this iron to get loads and loads of gains in terms of distance. What I do want to do when I get an iron like this is I want to enjoy hitting it. I want to enjoy the feel off the face. I want to enjoy the way it looks behind the golf ball. And I just want to enjoy how this iron makes me feel on the golf course. Lovely shapes, really consistent. If we bring up the pattern there of shots, even though there were some real naff strikes, where do we get to, Chris? Okay, not as consistent as I was hoping, but not as bad as I've been either, Chris. So there's always positives and minuses. So one more with the CB. Better strike there, but a really good iron. I think this one has always been lost behind 770, which is typically more powerful than this iron, but you can see there with ball speed of 124, it's a pretty good iron. So let's get this baby back in. So Ping Blueprint S, it just looks so good from the top. Just the only, and it's a real weird criticism of this, and maybe it's because I'm not good enough, but the real weird criticism with this iron is it looks so good from here and it looks so sleek from here, but if I'm on the golf course and I'm hitting the 7 iron here, but if I was on the golf course, maybe it's me, but this iron maybe just looks a little bit too small, but that's really critical because this iron should look that, it should look neat, it should look compact. Oh, so good. It's so good off the face. Ball speed's insane, carries long, I mean, let's just hit some. Let's just enjoy. Yank that left, didn't I? Yeah. It's just good. Ball speed's really consistent. Bit low on the face. What was that? Low on the face, it comes out. And again, what I said right in the intro there about this iron, it gives you the G series forgiveness in the blueprint feel, and that's a pretty good iron, right? It's a pretty good combo. That wasn't a great little bit toe. Right, one more. Just realised I've just done a little club twirl there without knowing it. Okay, so in terms of numbers, let's have a little quick look on the screen. That last one was obviously a pretty solid strike. 127 ball speed, 180 carry. Overall, we're about 6 or 7 yards long. I know there was a few ropey ones, so if we deleted the 161, well, let's talk about a 174 carry, maybe with the CB. Then we can sort of take a look at the ping, but the consistency of the numbers are so tight. Consistency of the spins. Overall, I think they're very close in iron, they're very close in look. It's time to give it the AF Golf Store head-to-head score. So in our little head-to-heads, what we tend to do is use 5 markers. We give them a score of which one's better over, and it's my pure opinion. So Remember, if you don't agree with me, that is also cool. It would be great if you don't agree with me, or if you've purchased one of these sets of irons, to put some comments in the boxes below and tell us what you think. There is no better feedback than you, the golfer, telling us what you think of these irons. Now, let's start with the look. Well, I've said it earlier, both look really, really neat. Overall, club behind the ball, the Ping just looks a little bit more compact, a little bit smaller. I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing, it just looks that way. You've got slightly longer toe to heel in the CB from the P7CB, so it gives that impression that it's a bit more forgiving. On the rack, you can see they're both just beautiful looking irons. What am I going to do? And look, this is really tight. Do you know what? I think I'm going to go with the Ping. I think I'm going to have to go with the Blueprint S, just because I think it is just a really classy looking iron. I've said it for the last 3 or 4 months, and I think I'm going to stick with that. So Ping, you get the look. In terms of feel, again, really tight. I think both have done a beautiful job of producing these forged irons that are soft and feel great. A little bit more forgiveness for me in the Blueprint S, but overall the feel, very, very similar. So let's call that a draw. So we're one up at the moment in Ping. In terms of custom options, well, both are exceptional custom club builders. They offer lots of custom options and plenty for you, the golfer, when you're coming to get fitted for this type of iron. So we can't go anywhere other than a draw on that. So Blueprint S is just edging this 3-2. In terms of cost, changes the game a little bit. Blueprint S is expensive. Typically above the £200 mark. CB is going to sit just below the £200 mark. So on price, I'm going to have to go with the Taylormade. So 3-all. Tight. It comes down to overall performance. And overall performance is looking at all those characteristics above put together, plus any other numbers we choose to look at. And we've just looked at the numbers on the screen. You can see the consistency of the carry of the Ping, the speed consistency of the Ping. I just can't go anywhere else. You know what, I love both these irons. They're both brilliant irons, but I think on this occasion, the head-to-head between the P7CB and the Ping Blueprint S, the overall winner for me is gonna be the Ping. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Ping just edged it. I think if their price point was slightly lower, they could potentially destroy this market. But they haven't, they're slightly expensive, which makes it a real tough decision when you're looking at these. Please subscribe to the channel and tell all your golfing friends.